Dear friends, today we shall make a pause to meet Jesus, the spiritual light. And for our reference, we have St. John's Gospel, chapter 9, verses 35 to 41, which defines the spiritual darkness and spiritual light. In verse 35, we read, Jesus heard that they had put him out, and finding him, he said, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" When Jesus learned that the man whom he had healed of his blindness had been put out of the temple, he went looking for him. The man was publicly interrogated and then publicly thrown out of the temple area because the miracle of Jesus became a challenge to their existing practices. The news of the event reaches throughout the city of Jerusalem. People in the city began talking about the healing of the blind man and the inability of the Pharisees to disprove his arguments or deny his testimony. And Jesus takes a stand. He goes after this man who is put out and finds him. Jesus asked the man, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" By this question, Jesus is asking him to make a choice, a commitment. Soon the man recognizes Jesus' voice because this was a voice of the one who set him free from the darkness of his life that surrounded him all through, who gifted him the sight. He remembered the voice of the one who put mud on his eyes and said, "Go wash in the pool of Siloam." When Jesus used the title Son of Man, he responds by saying, "Who is he, Lord, that I may believe in him?" Jesus tells him, "You have both seen him, and he is the one who is talking with you." His response was too prompt and appropriate that he said, "Lord, I believe," and he worshipped him. Thus, the formerly blind man passes the test. His spiritual eyes were opened, and he acknowledged that Jesus Christ was the Messiah by believing in him and worshipping him. He calls Jesus Lord. He is addressing Jesus as his Messiah, the one above all other powers. As he said those words, he also adopted a posture of worship, prostrating himself at the feet of Jesus, and Jesus accepted his worship. Friends, we are not too far away from similar encounters and interpretations. We live in a world of information. Perhaps we go through a crisis of information overload. Maybe it is just apt that we make a shift in our ways of sharing information. A sort of filtering to be done as to what good my sharing of an information would make in the listener as well as on the person about whom we speak. Does this sharing benefit me positively and my further relationship with the person about whom I am sharing? Finally, is the sharing really needed? Because information has power. Power to cripple, power to build, and power to overthrow. Information is subject to judgments, and the decisions can have good and bad turn. Information generates victims and victors. The reason for the victimization can be the inability to prove our statement. Something like the inability of the Pharisees to disprove his arguments and to deny his testimony. The consequences of such sharing can be a sudden transfer of someone, a sudden change from the post without any convincing reasons, just to bring down the people from the hard-earned achievements. Finish off the people for no reason. in smaller or wider scale. This is an operational trend, we all say. Friends, can we take a conscious care to quit from being part of such works of downfall and destruction? Take a step to stand for truth and promote the genuineness of people? Finally, to make ourselves responsible for the question Jesus asked, do you believe in the Son of Man? May the wisdom of God guide us to opt for truth and stand for justice. Amen.